Okay, so imagine this. If I literally lost everything today, it's a pretty terrifying thought, right? Just waking up one morning and realizing the slate has been completely wiped clean. I'm talking no degree to fall back on, zero fancy certifications, no job, absolutely no professional network to call up for a quick favor, and let's be real, definitely no math genius genes. If I had to start from absolute scratch today, breaking into the tech world might seem, well, incredibly intimidating. But, it really doesn't have to be. The big question we're answering today is this. How would I learn artificial intelligence from absolute zero in 2026 and build a career that could realistically earn me six figures? And I mean doing it not by sitting in some stuffy university classroom learning abstract theory, but by actually building things out in the real world. Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into the exact step-by-step 12-month roadmap I'd personally follow if my ultimate goal was to become an AI engineer and create financial freedom as quickly as humanly possible. And honestly, the best part about all this, you don't need a computer science degree. You don't need a PhD. You literally just need a laptop, a decent internet connection, and the willingness to learn consistently. Let's get into it. Okay, let's dive into this. Here's the timeline we're going to cover. Phase 1, the zero to AI mindset. 2, foundations with Python and data. 3, math and machine learning. 4, understanding modern LLMs. 5, building real AI agents. And finally, 6, deployment and career success.
Let's kick things off with Phase 1, the zero to AI mindset.
Look, most beginners make a massive mistake right out of the gate. They try to jump straight into building ChatGPT wrappers without actually understanding how anything under the hood works. The old, traditional academic route tells you to spend 4 years and a small fortune mastering heavy math theory before you even write a single line of code. But the 2026 way? It recognizes that the industry just moves way too fast for that. Companies care if you can solve actual problems, not if you can derive complex equations by hand on a whiteboard. So, for the very first 2 weeks, you aren't even going to touch AI. Nope, you are learning how computers actually think. You need to wrap your head around variables, functions, loops, basic data structures, APIs, and version control with Git and GitHub. AI is built entirely on top of foundational software engineering. If you skip this part, I promise you, everything is going to fall apart later. Moving right along to Phase 2, foundations with Python and data. Let's walk through the timeline for this part. In week 2, you're going all in on Python fundamentals, simply because nearly every major AI tool out there uses it. It's the universal language of AI. By week 4, you're actually building simple projects. Then, as we enter month 2, we shift gears into data analysis and building intuition using tools like Pandas and SQL. Now, this timeline illustrates a core concept you absolutely have to internalize. Learning happens through building, not watching endless tutorials on loop. During this phase, you should be building tangible, simple things: an expense tracker, a weather app, a file organizer, or a data analysis dashboard. This hands-on practice is where you develop data intuition. And trust me, intuition is exactly what separates the high-paid professionals from the absolute beginners. All right, deep breath here. Phase 3, math and machine learning. I know. Math is usually linked with sheer panic for a lot of people. But here is the honest truth. You don't need a PhD to start. You don't need to be doing advanced calculus every day. You really just need enough linear algebra, statistics, and probability to understand the language of machine learning. The goal is simply to comprehend why these models actually work behind the scenes. From there, you start escalating your machine learning skills, step by step. You start super simple with step 1, linear regression. Then you level up to step 2, decision trees. And finally, step 3, more complex systems like random forests. By this point, you should be actively building real predictive projects. Think of systems that forecast house prices, predict customer churn, or approve loans. I really want you to let this quote sink in for a second. Employers hire builders, not course collectors. Literally anyone can click complete on 100 different video tutorials. But having a solid portfolio that proves you can take raw data, train a model, and predict a real outcome, that is what actually gets you hired. Which brings us to Phase 4, understanding modern LLMs. Okay, we are now leaving traditional machine learning in the rearview mirror. This is where modern AI, the actual tech powering things like ChatGPT and Claude, begins. You need to learn the deep learning stack. I'm talking neural networks, tokens, embeddings, attention mechanisms. And you want to get very, very comfortable with PyTorch. Why? because it has become the undisputed, preferred framework for AI development across the entire industry.
During this phase, there is an absolute required reading assignment. You have to read the legendary research paper, Attention is All You Need. Seriously, this single paper changed the world forever. Every modern large language model, every transformer architecture we use today, it all exists because of the concepts outlined right here. You just have to understand it. All right, things are heating up. Phase 5, building real AI agents.
Now, this is where the real money starts entering the conversation. So the crucial point here is understanding what an AI agent actually is. It's not just some basic hard-coded chatbot. A true agent is a system with autonomy, memory, and resilience that utilizes tools to solve complex goals. It has the ability to hit a roadblock, realize it made a mistake, and autonomously try a completely different tool to get the job done.
The opportunity here is just massive. Instead of learning more abstract theory, this is where you start building highly profitable projects. An AI resume builder, a customer support agent, an autonomous research assistant, or a coding agent. Companies right now are literally paying thousands of dollars for these exact solutions because they automate expensive, time-consuming tasks.
And finally, we arrive at Phase 6, deployment and career success.
This is the climax of our 12-month timeline. It's the crucial step that almost every beginner entirely skips, the final mile. Listen, you can build the smartest, most advanced AI model in the world on your local laptop, but if people on the internet can't actually interact with it, it's completely useless. Getting familiar with AWS, Google Cloud, Docker, MLflow, and API integrations is exactly what transforms your local coding project into a scalable, hireable product.
And that beautifully summarizes the core philosophy of this entire 12-month journey. The goal is not to just write code for the sake of writing code. The goal is identifying real-world friction, building an AI system to solve that friction, and then deploying it to the world. Because at the end of the day, real problems create real businesses.
So we've walked through the mindset, the coding foundations, the data, the math, the deep learning, the agents, and the deployment. The entire roadmap is sitting right in front of you. The only question left is which of these phases are you going to start building today? Close this explainer, open up your code editor, and take your very first step.